Hello everyone, this is Dennis Asamoah, also known as Mr. Work Smarter. And as you guys know, we are currently going through a world crisis with the coronavirus. It's scary times. Many people are losing their jobs. Many businesses are going under. The stock market's going crazy. As you guys know, with the supermarket, everyone's running around scared, trying to buy everything off the shelves. There's hardly any supplies for toilet rolls, any supplies for hand sanitizers, and many more items. At this point, there's many deaths, and it's increasing with the number of cases. And it's scary. It's very scary. To help minimize the number of deaths, we need to go into self-isolation, which is being advised by the government. We need to self-quarantine if we have any of the symptoms. So for many people, that means staying home all alone. And for many people, this is gonna come as a shock because they're not used to being by themselves and they're used to having a daily routine, going into the office, working. It could now have a massive impact in terms of their physical and mental state. My job today is to give you guys a number of tips, 10 key tips, strategies that you can implement to help you minimize and combat some of the challenges that you may face going through these difficult times being by yourself. Some of you guys don't even have family members to live with. Some of you live by yourself, so it's going to be very hard. Being alone can be harmful if it feels like punishment and if you feel like you're excluded from the world. And for many people, I've noticed that for their joy and happiness, they need to be around people. And I'm here to tell you guys, it's important to remember that happiness comes within yourself first, and everything else around you should be a bonus. So the number one tip is to reconnect with self-love and appreciation. So what I mean by that is to take a minute to pause, because for a lot of you, you constantly running and working all your life. I've always talked about the importance of taking a break, being your best friend, appreciating life, and being grateful of the things that you have that other people may not have. I know we all desire to want more, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes we need to take a step back and just remember that, hey, there's other people in worse situations. So you need to be grateful for your life, your family, your friends that you have. And use this time to also reach out to these people that used to give them the excuse of, oh, I'm too busy, I'm working. But now the government's on this shutdown for some countries, and I believe it's going to happen in the US. It's not confirmed. But even though if the government does not offer this shutdown, I would suggest, just to avoid and reduce the spread of the virus, especially for the vulnerable people, I would say stay home, don't go out. Even if you're young, a lot of these young people are saying, hey, I'm good, I'm immune. Yeah, that's cool, but you don't want to have that selfish thinking. Think about the elderly, the people with underlying health conditions as well. Think about them. So even though you may be good, being around in public and going out to events, you don't need to stop it. Like cancel events. Like there's been so many festivals that have been cancelled, whether it's Afro Nation, Coachella. I think it's important that these events are cancelled in the meantime. Like your health is important, and I know it must be hard for people that may be having birthday parties, whether it's a stag do, whether it's an engagement or wedding that you had come, like you've got to put that on hold. It's hard, of course, and it's inconvenient, and no one wants to cancel things, but during this period I think it's important just to put that all on hold, because your health is the most important thing and you can't get that back. Number 2, you need to be disciplined and have a schedule. So for those of you that are used to getting up in the morning, going into the office and working, you need to create a new routine, you need to create a new schedule, because if you wake up and you are reactive, I can guarantee you will be unproductive. The day will just go on by each day, and you will ask yourself, what have I done? So it's important to plan your day ahead. And if you don't plan, you will plan to fail. And the key thing for me is that before I go bed, I write my to-do list down, and then I prioritize what my top 3 most important tasks are. And then by waking up, I know exactly what I need to tackle. I start the day in the right mentality. I start my day knowing what I need to focus on rather than being reactive. You need to be proactive, guys. Number 3, self-care. This is critical. As you guys know, there's a number of tips online to fight the virus, and the number 1 key thing is to constantly wash your hands, preferably with soap. There's nothing wrong with using hand sanitizer, but soap is the most effective and it's the most proven model to work to kill germs and bacteria off your hands. Make sure you wash it for a good 30 seconds. Those of you that don't have access to hand sanitizer or soap, I actually use Dettol. Literally get the liquid Dettol, pull it in a bottle, and then use it as a spray. So I've got empty containers and I put my Dettol in it, and basically I used it to wash my hands, and that's an alternative route that you could use if you wanted to. Either way, I want to make something very clear. I am no expert, I'm no doctor. These are just my own personal research. I would suggest you doing your research in terms of how you should protect yourself. Drink a lot of water. I actually drink a lot of herbal teas as well to help me. For those of you that are struggling to get your hands on bottled water, buy yourself a water filter. That will save you a lot of money and save you a lot of time. Do you know what's crazy, guys? And not that many people have been speaking about it, is that the most effective item that we have, that 99% of all human beings use, is our phones. Yes, our phones. We touch it all the times. We pick it up, we pull it up, we pick it up, we put it down, we pick it up, we touch things, we pick it up. And it's so important to actually use a Clorox wipes to keep your phone clean. And also, when you've used the wipes, put it down for 5 minutes and let it dry. You need to get wipes with 70% alcohol level or more. And even after you wipe down your phone, you need to make sure you wash your hands after. There's no point wiping down your phone and then not cleaning your hands and then touching your phone again. You're only gonna put back more bacteria on it. So be mindful of that. And even now, I've also stopped taking phones by putting my phone on my ears. I actually put my phone on loudspeaker when I'm having conversations now, because you want to avoid putting any bacteria around your face as well and touching your face as much as you can. Try and avoid it as much as possible. Another key trick is for those of you that are doing online shipping or deliveries and receiving postage, or are making Uber Eats orders, Postmates orders, it's important to have a table with a shelf outside with a notice saying, please leave my food here, because you want to avoid as much minimal contact with people. And of course, if you can't go out to the shops or you can't go out to restaurants, of course, the next best thing is Postmates if you can't cook at home. Obviously, I would suggest cooking at home, but if you are gonna order Postmates, avoid contact with people and have a notice outside and tell them to leave the food outside. And to add to your safety, what I do is wear gloves. And when I wear the gloves, I pick up the packages, open the package, whether it's a UPS package, I would open it and then dispose of the package. Number 4, meditation or mindfulness. It's important to clear your mind, especially through these difficult times. A lot of people are living in fear. They don't know what's going on. There's a lot of conflicting information out there in the public, in the news. Fear can kill your immune system. So it's important to calm yourself down. Just sitting there on my chair, relaxing, putting my phone away and focusing on a particular item, or focusing on my heartbeat, or focusing on the sound just for a few minutes can take my mind away from so many things, and it calms you down and it helps reduce any anxieties or stress that you may have. I would suggest doing that every day, whether it's for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Do it every day and you'll feel so much better about yourself. During this time, I would actually suggest wearing a skincare mask. Yes, a facial mask that's going to be hydrating, relaxing for you. I love using it because it cools me down, and whenever I'm meditating, I also wear it as well. So I would suggest trying that out. Number 5, think about the things that you need versus the things that you want. This is a time where you're going to need to make sacrifices, guys, especially those of you that may be on the threat of losing your job. So during this time, it's important to do a bit of risk management and think about the worst case scenario. Okay, if this was to happen, how long can I survive for? what cost can I cut and what can I do to survive? You need to think survival mode. So one task that I would suggest doing is get a plain white paper or get a whiteboard, and in the middle put a line. On the left side, write a list of your outgoings, things that you typically spend on a month-to-month basis. And on the right side, put it in order of priority. What's the most important things that you can't that are important to you, are critical, and basically do go through the elimination process. You may need to think of subscriptions, memberships that you have, even the gym membership. You may need to put that on hold. Number 6, reflect on your life goals. Think about skills that you can build. Use platforms such as Udemy, Skillshare, Teachable to develop your craft, because you never know. You can use that skill to then bring in extra income. Like, I can promise you, 10 years ago, when people started YouTube, they never thought, hey, I'm gonna now make a career out of this. They started it because they realized they were good at something and they wanted to share it with the world. So use this time to think about the things that you can share with the world, and think about how you could grow and develop yourself, whether it's singing, whether it's designing, whether it's sewing, whether it's video editing, painting. Build on your skill set, and there's so many platforms you can use to learn and develop yourself. You can offer your creative services on online platforms such as Fiverr, Upwork to make some extra income online. You can learn how to do graphic designing, learn to pick up Adobe, Photoshop. Like, use this time to build something. What would allow me to make money whilst I'm at home? Something that you would love doing. Think about that. In fact, let me know your thoughts, guys. If you want me to do a video on ways you can make extra income from home, let me know if that's something that would be of interest, or leave a comment below. Number 7, do what makes you feel relaxed. It's so important to reduce any anxieties, as I said early on. And the way to do that is to do fun things. You take your mind off things, whether that's watching Netflix, playing computer games, doing home exercises, reading a book, stitching something together. It's all about building positive energy. And once you do that, your body reacts to that. You need to balance it. You don't want to be watching Netflix all day. You don't want to be sitting around on your desk all day. Number 8, keep physically active. And with the guidance of some news outlets saying the gym is not a safe place, you're going to now need to do some workouts at home. But that's why there's YouTube. There's so many workouts that you can find on YouTube. Just Google home exercises and you can find exercises that you can do without any weights or machines that will work all parts of your body first thing in the morning, because once you get out of the way, you feel much better about yourself. There's this misconception that you need to have fancy equipment to be able to, work out and build muscles. No. You can use your body weight to do so many different things: push-ups, pull-ups, squats, burpees, star jumps, the list goes on. Avoid sitting in your desk for too long, 45 minutes to 1 hour. Make sure you stand up, go for a walk, get a tea, have a snack, call a friend. Number 9, eliminate distractions, guys. Your phone being one. Social media. It doesn't hurt to reevaluate the influence social media has in your life. Are you using social media to grow your platform, benefit your personal brand, business, build meaningful connections? Or is it causing you more harm than good? If you're one of them people to constantly be on social media, I would set times when you go on your phone, or even better, only reward yourself on going on social media once you complete important tasks. On average, 5 to 6 hours a day on social media alone. And that is ridiculous, guys. You need to strike a balance, guys. Don't spend too much time on the screen, whether that's on the TV or on your phone. It's important to pull it away, read a book, do something else that's gonna help stimulate your growth, your mental growth as well. Just make sure it's more strategic and you're more proactive rather than reactive when you use social media. And number 10, guys, we got there, the finale, giving back. This is so important, guys. Whether it's giving back financially, whether it's giving back resources, whether it's calling someone in need, knowing that someone that you used to work with doesn't have family around, so you want to check up on them, make sure that they're good, knowing that maybe there's an elderly neighbor next door that may need some support and help. Think about them as well. Whether or not you maybe are one of them people that got excited and now have a whole cupboard of toilet rolls. Don't be greedy, like there's people in need. Share the love, ask other people that may need it. Giving back can also be as simple as staying home, guys. We need to avoid a number of events and big group gatherings because, as I said, we want to avoid the spread of the virus. And it's important that we as individuals take responsibility and not take advantage and not think, hey, I'm good, I'm young, nothing's gonna happen to me. You need to think about other people and not think about yourself. So during this time, that's how you can also help, guys. I wanna end this video by saying prevention is better than cure. So if you can avoid going outside, stay home, use these tips to work smarter, and more importantly, take care and God bless. Peace out.